Idris Elba would be the last person that I think would turn up. Hey everybody, Justin Watches Movies here with a review for the new Netflix original series Turn Up Charlie, which was created and stars Idris Elba. This stars Idris Elba as a former DJ named Charlie who's struggling to find his place in the world. He's also becoming a nanny for his best mate's daughter. His best friend's wife is a really popular, successful DJ, so he hopes that he can use her studio and get back into the game because he was really popular in the 90s, had a really huge song, and he just wants to create music once again, but he's struggling financially and he just can't seem to get back into the game. I did not know that Idris Elba previously was a DJ. When I looked him up on the internet, I just knew he was an actor. He's also a director, producer, and a musician, which was very weird to hear. So at first I thought this was an out of place show for Idris Elba to star in. I was like, I don't really see him being a DJ and also on top of that being a nanny, but I guess it does work for him because he's good at it and he likes DJing, so here's his show that he created and I guess that's what he loves to do. Now this show is not an exciting show, it's not a groundbreaking show, but I did find myself wanting to finish this show all in one sitting. I was interested in the characters and the storyline that it was telling me. We have Idris Elba starring as Charlie. He's washed up, he's not like he used to be. He's being this nanny for this 11-year-old girl who is well above her age and maturity, and she cusses a lot and she really challenges Charlie. Her parents are very successful. They don't spend a lot of time together, so she's dealing with the fact that her parents are not always there for her. She has this new friend named Hunter. He's a bit of a bad influence for her. So there's a lot of things going on in this show. One thing I was expecting, and I did get it, was the relationship between Idris Elba and this young girl. It started off rough. She was explaining that none of her nannies lasted like more than a week, and she dared him to stick around, and he did. And he was, discovering things about himself as well. But as the show progressed, the relationship between the two progressed as well. And it became something genuine and you wanted to watch more of it. You could tell that they were actually pretty close friends, and this wasn't just a job for Charlie, it was something more. And as the show's going along, there's also other issues going along with the show as well. We have Idris Elba, who's trying to become a friend once again to his old friend who is an actor, and they're struggling to understand each other. Idris Elba is also trying to, make music again. He's trying to make music again. He's stuck in the past. He wants to work on music that he's worked on before, and he wants to create the same way that he's done. So he's having a hard time also adjusting to the new technology that is used to create music. So he wants to just stick to the old routines, but he also has to learn some of the new things as well. There's also a relationship issue between the mom and the dad, and also the young girl. There's a lot of things going on, and I think all of it fits very nicely into the show. One doesn't overshadow the other, and one doesn't feel like rushed at all. I think all of the issues and relationships in here are presented very nicely, and it allows for the viewers to connect to the characters. When I was watching the show, my wife said as well, Idris Elba doesn't look like someone that would be washed up and struggling financially just because of his look. In all of his movie roles, he plays a very successful person, so I kind of used to that role from Idris Elba and not the role where he's struggling financially and he can't care for himself. So seeing something different, it was a bit of a shock at first, but once the show got going, I got used to the characters. Like I said, this isn't a perfect show that has plenty of flaws. I think one of the biggest flaws comes towards the end of the show, and I do think it's a bit rushed. The series is only 8 episodes long, and I think it could have benefited from about maybe 10, maybe 11 episodes, because towards the end of the series, I think it is a little bit rushed, and they use some heavy exposition to explain what has been going on over several months, and so I felt like I'm missing out on something. I had to pause the episode, go back to the Netflix menu to make sure I wasn't missing an episode, because sometimes when you rewatch a show on Netflix, it skips some episodes. At least for me, when I watch like The Office and Parks and Rec, again, it skips plenty of episodes because I've seen that, and so it skips to another episode. So I was worried that I was skipping episodes with Turn Up Charlie, and I wasn't. I felt like they were skipping key moments in Charlie's life alongside the people he works for, and so I was a bit confused as to why they were skipping over certain things. And then they had some exposition moments to explain what has been going on. It was an odd choice towards the end of the show, and I honestly felt like they just wanted to wrap it up and not put a lot of effort into the last few episodes of the show, which was a bummer because I was getting into the character relationships towards the end of the show, and it just took an abrupt turn and ended on a really quick note, which was disappointing. But overall, I do think that Turn Up Charlie is a decent show. It's not groundbreaking. It's not going to win a bunch of awards. But for a one-time watch, I thought it was entertaining. I like the relationships. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it gets deep, but overall, I just think it's a decent watch. I do like the relationships, and I think the progression of the characters was nicely handled as well. I'm gonna go ahead and give Turn Up Charlie a B-. If they decide to do a season 2, I'll probably watch it and review it for you guys, but I'm not anticipating that there will be one. Have you guys seen Turn Up Charlie? What do you think about it? You guys can also check out more Netflix original reviews right over here. I just reviewed Triple Frontier, which was released this week on Netflix, and hopefully I'll be reviewing Love, Death, and Robots for you guys this weekend as well. My name is JustinWatchesMovies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.